Hey. And, oh, damn. Okay. Let's get right to it. Seems like the wind is a very big character in this week's Magic as well. And yeah, the first thing is out. Number five. Let's see. Make sure y'all can see. And someone's lying. And this just feels like a change of direction. It feels like, I don't want to say a warning, but it feels like a call to be mindful of who's around you right now. Whether this being a partner, a business partner, a spouse, family, or whatever it is. It feels like we're being called to go in a different direction and to be mindful that everything may not be what it seems. It seems like this week a revelation may come to surface about someone or something close to you. And it seems like right when it does, the call is to go in a different direction, not necessarily give a bunch of chances or over explain yourself or, try to call them out and try to paint this picture or anything like that. It's like take the information and go a different way and to do what you need to do and do what's best for you. Because as you go and try to over explain or try to even confront this thing or call it out, understand that if they're lying or if they're manipulating or anything like that, you calling them out is only going to be a call to them to do more of that and to just paint another picture or to gaslight you or to make it out to be not be what it seems. And then you'll only in that unfoldment naturally you'd be led to question yourself, like, oh, maybe I'm tripping, or maybe it's not what I think it is, or maybe it's this or that, when the truth is it's exactly what you know it to be. It's exactly what was revealed to you. And the best thing you can do is to go a different direction, to change your path, and to understand that, hey, at worst come to worst, if you're wrong, that will reveal itself too. But what I'm feeling and what seems to be the call is that in going in this different way, what will be revealed to you is that was indeed what you needed to do. So like I said, this could be a thing, this could be a dynamic, this could be work, this could be anything, your relationship to the morning coffee you drink, like whatever. It doesn't have to be a person. It can be anything that you're engaging with, anything that there's a dynamic at play. So yeah, and that felt like an urgent message as I was about to kind of preface the energy and all that, and then it's like these cards flew right out, the wind pulled them right out. It's like it needed to, oh wow. And on the bottom is investigate, and that feels like the exact same energy. And it's like, yeah, whenever this call comes through or whenever you get that hit or you feel that energy, look into it. And that doesn't necessarily mean outside of yourself. It may be outside of yourself. You may have to do some further research and investigation as far as just paying attention to whatever this is. But it feels like tap in with yourself as far as what it feels like, as far as what it's typically felt like in the past, like your past interactions with whatever this thing is. And you'll see the proof of whatever this is that you're feeling or whatever hit you got. And just hindsight, you might look back and this is a person you may be like, damn, there was this other time, there was this other thing that didn't make any sense to me that I kind of overlooked, or this past time I called them out and they said, oh, it wasn't that, it was something else, those type of past instances that will give you clarity on what you're feeling right now. So yeah, that feels very important. It feels very important, but it also doesn't feel like something that needs to command a lot of your energy. Like even just now, even explaining it, it's kind of like we were in and we were out. And like if you've been here a while, you know that some messages flesh out into 20 minutes, 30 minutes pieces and segments, but that felt like express it and allow it to move, and that's it. Like we don't need to spend too much time on it. And it feels like that energy is the same way. So don't allow it to take up more space in your reality than it needs to. Do what you need to do, move the energy, and continue on as you were. And yeah, investigate came out again. And family came out on the bottom. So this might be pertaining to family, in case somebody needed a little more clarity as to what this is about. It might have to do with your family, or whether it be blood family or just those close to you. And the sun presented itself after that. And yeah, it feels like some light is going to be shed on the people close to you and the people you have chosen to keep around to keep in your inner circle. So just keep your eyes open. Don't go out of your way and try to, like I'm getting called to the That's So Raven effect. If you've seen that show, she typically has visions. And the whole premise of the show, she has visions and she tries to get ahead of them. And in her trying to change it or affect it, we realize that the very thing she's doing to try to stop it is exactly what causes the very visions to occur. And sometimes the things she's seeing are just out of context, and there may not necessarily be a bad thing or whatever. It unfolds different ways, but in her trying to get ahead of it and trying to manipulate it and change the outcomes, she causes them. And it feels like, don't go out of your way trying to make things happen, or trying to get ahead of them, or try to, question everybody like, oh, what are you doing? Is it you? Just, hey, as you were, and trust that these things will unfold as they need to. And hey, energy is always changing. In 15 minutes, the energy could be completely different, and this thing might not present itself. So don't be too wary, or don't be too scared or nervous in navigating reality however you need to, because trust that if this is for you and if this is something you need to keep an eye out for, it will unfold, and you will know, and you'll remember that this moment right here, and you'll be able to move accordingly. But there's nothing you need to do to force anything or to make any of this unfold, because it will, if it needs to. And cat, I got cat right here that I just pulled out. And then I got turtle on the bottom. And this just feels like trusting your instincts. It also feels like paying attention. And it also feels like trust your instincts and don't force yourself to go any faster than you need to go. Don't force yourself to be any way that you don't naturally feel like being right now, or any way that isn't just your natural state of being and your authentic way of existing right now. I'm being drawn to how cats kind of move at their own pace. They show up and allow you to love on them when they want love. And then if they want to be alone, hey, you're going to be like, dang, where's the cat? And it's kind of somewhere off by itself doing its own thing. And that's how you're being called to be right now. It's like, you don't feel like being bothered, don't be bothered, Embrace your solitude. And if you do want to be loved on and you have room for other people and you kind of want to be in their energy, hey, hit them up then and allow them to exist in your space in that moment. And turtle on the bottom feels like just moving at your own pace. And that also, I'm being called to their shell, that same call to solitude when you need to be. And it's like you have that ability to turn within whenever you need to. And I'm also being called to our present practice today, how the outer noise was kind of loud, but we didn't allow that to stop us from going into our inner world and cultivating that peace within us and connecting to that peace within ourselves. And it's like you always have that ability whenever you need to, and you don't have to go anywhere to find that. And the sun comes out again, and it's like in those spaces, in that space within yourself, is so much clarity. And the fact that under that is someone's lying again, it feels like it's tied to that last message. And then under that, the 5, it feels tied to that last message of, as the noise and distractions come in, and as people are telling you this or that, or maybe manipulating you or trying to make you see things how they see them, go within, embrace your solitude, and trust that in that process you'll get all the clarity you need to get. And as you remove yourself from the noise, whether physically or just by tuning into your own inner world, that all the clarity you need will find you, and you'll be able to know exactly which direction to go from there, and exactly who to trust, what's real and what's false, what's real, what's an illusion, all from tuning into yourself. And President in reverse on the bottom, and it feels like not allowing whoever this is or whatever this is to be bigger than the program, and to understand that no matter what position someone holds or how they present themselves, that at the end of the day, you have the full reign of your life. You're the president of your life. You're the emperor of your life. You are the governing body of your existence, of your reality. Nobody's bigger than that. And in that, I'm also feeling called to tell you it feels bigger than now just a person. It feels like the collective at large. It feels like the powers that were at large, and as you know, as things are getting crazier on the outside and appearing to get more chaotic on the outside, it's like tune into your inner world and allow that to be your reality. And yeah, understand that there's a lot of fear being pushed outside. There's a lot of chaos on the front pages and on your feeds and everything, and understand that that's by design. And if they had their way, you'd be giving your power to all these things. And especially now in the midst of eclipse season, in the midst of spring, right? On momentum being built towards spring, there's a lot of energy at play right now, and there's a lot of newness and a lot of progressive energy that can be used to create your life. And if you're using all that same very creative energy and giving it to all this chaos, trust that you're creating chaos timelines, and that through your awareness and your energy and your emotions, that you're creating more of the things that are making you feel chaotic and making you feel charged. So take all this energy, all this charged energy, and use it to create your life, and pay attention to the things that you want to pay attention to. Go pay attention to your inner world and allow it to bleed outwards, and create from there, more so than creating more of the same by paying attention to the chaos. And on the bottom is 222, and that just feels like harmony. That feels like divine harmony. That feels like the truth of what's really going on here. As the chaos continues to be loud and the illusions are continue to be casted, trust that the true reality of the situation is that things are better than ever. Things are unfolding exactly as they should. And under that is shrooms. And it's like we're on a hell of a trip right now. And if you're able to tune into yourself, you'll be able to see the truth of it all. And under that is LOL. It's like, don't allow things to be as serious as they appear. And trust that your reality is the reality, and it is just as valid as all these things that you're seeing on the outside. Yeah, it just feels like a very important reminder of where you stand in all this, and you stand right in the center of your reality. Oh, and yeah, royalty is what flew away, and try again. It's like you are royalty. You are the governing body of your life. As royalty came out and president came out, and it's like all these people are in these positions, but trust that those are illusions, you know? Like the real person running the show in your life is you, you know? You through your connection to it all, through your knowledge of self, knowing that you sit at the center of your reality, and everything else is just outcomes. It's all products of the collective energies where we've been, but the reality of your world can be found within you. And there's no deeper truth than the truth of you, honestly. And it's like, try again as far as just connecting to it all. And it's like, yeah, it feels like, try again feels like a wrong answer. Like when you try maybe like a quiz, if you've ever done like school and then you've had to do something on the computer and you put the wrong answer, it's like, oh, wrong, try again, and gives you another chance. And it feels like, yeah, we've been putting a lot of our energy and a lot of our power into these different places, and by design we've been called to. And it's like, try again, place that energy and that power where it belongs, and it belongs within you. It belongs within your consciousness and your awareness and your ability to make decisions for yourself. And yeah, it just belongs with you. And it's like, try again and reconnect to the truth of you, and allow the picture to be painted, because the true picture is a masterpiece. And if you continue to look outside and try to use that to gauge what's going on, trust that, yeah, a lot of these things are painted to be a nightmare. A lot of these pictures are very, very ugly. So if you allow that to be your reality, or you base what's real to you based on that, trust that you're gonna find yourself living in a nightmare, when the reality is that we're living a dream, a truly beautiful, divine dream. And as things unfold, we'll see that more and more. But the proof of that can be seen right now within you. You don't have to wait to see it play out on the outside. And on the bottom now is Pisces. And this feels like an end, the culmination of it all. And right now we're in Pisces season, and that's the end of the zodiac before we go back to the beginning in Aries and start the new year with spring and all. And it feels like these things are coming to an end. The season's coming to an end. Ways of life are coming to an end. A lot of these systems that have been broken for a really long time are coming to an end. And it's like that's what's playing out right now. So things may feel chaotic, but trust that this is the coming down of the tower. And from those ashes of when the dust settles and all that, trust that we'll find ourselves back at the beginning, and we're at the beginning of something beautiful and something real and something true. And Pisces is also reminds me of illusion and illusionary energy or illusory energy. I'm not sure which word, but yeah, those type of energies. Yeah, and under that is the blank card, and that feels like a fresh start, and that's what's next for us. And this is a new card. Yeah, if you're on the Patreon, then you were there when we made these new cards, and that also feels like newness being injected right now. And it's like as these things come to an end, what's next is a blank slate. It's like, where do we want to go? And we get to decide that together as a collective, especially as a collective that's aware and that's conscious and that's being intentional in everywhere we're going. Trust that that's exactly what's next. It's like, all right, as these things come to an end, now it's time to rebuild. Now it's time to decide where we want to go as a collective and as individuals. And under that, and this just feels like the collective, you know? It's like a bunch of lights all over the place and in different places doing the work and holding these vibrations of the new earth, these frequencies of the new earth, and grounding them in more and more day to day, moment to moment. And it's like we're all doing our part. And it's like when this blank slate presents itself, what's next is all of us. And we've been grounding it in. We've been holding these new frequencies and laying the blueprint for what's next through our existence, through the way we show up. And it's like, that's what's next. And 333 under that. And that feels like, the tree is so beautiful. Thank you. I definitely was just talking about that a little bit earlier. And she plays a big part in all of this. I promise you. And yeah, 333 feels like that divine protection and support from things we don't even necessarily recognize to be support. And the fact that saying the tree is beautiful is a perfect example of that. It's like this tree provides so much support for this work that we do, so much support for the energy and the container and the messages themselves. And it's like we're supported by so much. We're divinely protected by so much. By that, your worst enemy, your arch nemesis is divine support, because it teaches you how to hold stronger boundaries. It teaches you what you deserve and what you don't deserve, what you want to experience and what you don't want to experience, what you're honestly just too good for, you know? It's like people, what you like and people, what you don't like. It's like without the contrast of the worst things, like the beautiful things aren't able to be appreciated as the beauty that they are. And without experiencing what disalignment feels like, you aren't truly able to appreciate what true alignment feels like, you know? Without failed love and failed relationships, you're not able to appreciate and recognize those relationships that are so perfect and so aligned for you. So it's like, trust that you're divinely protected, you're divinely supported by everything. Even if you're in the middle of a storm right now, trust that in the future, that very storm will be the foundation for your wins, for the beauty and for the magic that finds you on future days and for future wins. So trust that no matter where you are in your story, in your journey right now, that it's all for you and it's all serving you in such a divine way. And it's like you don't have to wait for the hindsight to be 2020 to see it clearly. You can know that, hey, I don't understand what's going on right now, but on a future day I will. In a future present moment, it will all make sense. And you can hang your hat on that now and connect to that energy now and allow your present moment to be beautiful, even if it seems to be chaos. And that just reminded me to our presence practice once again earlier, it was a lot of noise going on, but we didn't allow that to, all right, we're not going to do our presence practice. Hey, it made it even more important to do our presence practice and connect to ourselves and allow all this to just be noise. And the truth of it is to be seen within. And as you can connect to yourself, you understand that all of this can be whatever it needs to be. But as long as you have that connection to yourself, you'll always be at home. You'll always be in alignment. Your presence will always be magical. So that being said, I'm being called to go into tarot now. I'll see if there's any. Oh yeah. And as I was gonna say, it's like I got go right here on the split, and then right under that is pronto. It's like, yeah, it's time to wrap it up. It's like, hey, you can't make this up. Oh, and then the farewell message with the I love you. And it's like, yeah, man, all things are supporting us. And I hope you see, like, these cards are just a tool of the energy. The energy is what's real. And it's like our energy and us as beings have so much influence over all this physical stuff. And it's like, allow the power to be within you, because that's where the power belongs. You know, it's within us as individuals, within us as a collective. And all this is just products. And it's like, I asked a question, I felt a call to move on. I shuffled the cards a little bit. The cards confirmed that, you know. It's like, yeah, go, pronto. And it's like, that's the reality of the situation. It's like, we're at the center of all these energies. And it's a beautiful thing, honestly. It's a really beautiful thing. And that makes me even more excited for the way we're going to close out our reading today. So definitely stay tuned and stick with it to the end if you want to have some fun. But yeah, that being said, hey, time for tarot. And I have no idea what's going to come out, but I'm definitely excited. I feel like the stage has been set, the tone has been set. And yeah, I'm excited to see what type of messages come out. And as I was shuffling, I heard slow down, like take my time. And yeah, now the energy feels more charged. I was gonna say the cards feel really calm today, but then that's when I heard slow down. And as I slowed down my shuffling and kind of took my time, I feel their energy, and they're there and they're very charged. So yeah, that could be a message for somebody, or hey, everybody. Just a reminder, you know, as things get wild and hectic, that you don't have to move at the same speed as everything else. You can slow down. And you can continue to move at your own pace. You can continue to hold your own peace and let that bleed out rather than being influenced by the outside. You can influence your outside. You can influence your surroundings. What's today's reading for? On Mondays, we do our collective reading. So it's what's in store for this week. Just what to remember, what reminders we need, what may be surfacing from now to next Monday. Just what we need to keep in mind as a collective.